Young Bruce,
My brother,
how you
what's
feeling,
happening,
man?
man? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, man.
What
Make
you had
sure I got
going
my
on this week,
headphones
man?
right
Talk to
here.
me. What's your weekend been like since the last time we convened?
Um, it's warming up outside, so I've been getting outside a little bit with the family and cold train. Doing some hiking. Always like to get that fresh air. Um, and excuse me, especially with the way the last year been for everybody. Mostly everybody. It's really important to get outside and get the fresh air. So if you can get in a park, if you can get in a playground, open area, anything, just get some fresh air, make you feel good. And so yeah, I spent my last week doing as much of that as I could. I'm thankful. So
Shout out
yeah,
to Deidre down there in Long Beach. She's a child of the sun. I know she's always
peace,
sitting out
Deidre.
on her porch. If she don't get outside, she's on that porch or she's out riding that bike. So yeah. Oh man, she'll get on that bike and ride. D, where you at, man? I'm gonna come pick you up. I'm in Long Beach. Oh man, I'm on my bike. Bam.
Man, how about
Yeah,
yourself,
man.
man? How's your past week been, man?
This past week has been very busy. See, you see what she said. Word. This past week has been very busy, but it's the week I've been looking for, man. We had the opportunity to get to watch the AG interview knocked out, man. It was right after this show, and man, that was a superb feeling, man. I've waited for such a long time to get that done, and when things come together and it works like it's supposed to, man, it's beautiful, and I'm happy we were able to get it done on
Yes,
video.
indeed.
I was, how I was a little upset with Spectrum that they had me looking like Teddy Riley on my side of the screen, but it's all good, man, because she was pleased with the interview, and it seems like a lot of other people were too, man. So that's really all that matters. And I also got the intro with Buddy from the intro, the video taped for Buddy Wyke of intro, and man, he shared some unreleased things, and I'll be sharing that
Saw the
very
clip.
soon. So yeah, man, there's just a lot of good stuff going on right now, Bruce. Busy,
That's
busy,
beautiful,
busy,
man.
busy, bee.
That's beautiful, man. That's
Oh
beautiful.
yeah, hey man,
Um,
you look like you got on the Brucey B colored music is the key. Is that what
I'm,
that is?
let me adjust the camera so
Okay, let me
we can
see.
be sure.
Yo!
Music is the key.
Look at
Yeah.
that guy, man.
Get my Trey
Okay.
D on. You see?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
my Trey D on. You know what I mean? You see it.
I
You
saw
see
the
it.
deltoid separation right
You
there, man.
see
I
it.
saw.
Persistence.
Oh, that's all right, man. That's all
Yeah.
right. That's all right, man. Oh, we got to make sure we put that banner across the screen, man, so people know, man, where they can go get them one. You can look like
Yes.
Brucey B,
Yes.
man. Bruce is over there. Look at him, looking like a young Tinder over that thing, man. Hey, yeah, y'all better watch out, man. Y'all can look
Hey.
like that man too. You know what I'm saying? Music Fairy came and took all my shirts, man. So shout out to the Music Fairy. She has a migraine today,
Yes.
so I'm gonna dedicate a song to her later on. But
All
yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, man. How
All
you
right. All
feeling though,
right.
man? Everything's good? Family's good?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
That's beautiful.
Thankful. Just working hard, striving, listen to a lot of music, and trying to share as much love as possible.
Deidre got one of them coffee mugs too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on her to
Hey,
send a picture of it, man. But yeah, D got one of them coffee mugs. So yeah, yeah, it's on and cracking. It's on and cracking, man. Me and D got some stuff. We got some stuff we gonna do with those music is the key line. We got some things in mind, man. So y'all watch out, man. It's gonna have a Long Beach flair to it. A Long
no
Beach
doubt.
flair. What's up, Joshua? Joshua's joined in and joined us,
Hey,
man. Look at him, man.
what's happening, Josh?
Everybody, hey, everybody's starting to come in and you know what I'm saying, comment. Remember, y'all, this show is 100% interactive. That means you could join us too. Not only, we're sharing the music, we're playing music, but we want you guys to feel free to join in on the comments and just have a good time, man. We're about to have some fun. Bruce, what do you have laid out for us first?
Um, to start the show off.
Okay, all
Um,
right, okay. He said it all serious. I had to catch myself. He said, to
you know,
start. To start the show off. Oh,
You
oh.
know what I mean? I'm trying to get my Paul Robeson on, you heard?
Hey, no, you
But
jamming.
to start the show off, we got Marcos Valle from his 2010 album for Far Out Recordings,
Mm.
Estatica. Um, this is a really good album. I know a lot of times when artists from previous generations try to do things with cats and younger generations, especially when it's like you've had a 30, 40, 50-year career, when
Hmm.
they try, sometimes like it morphs towards, trying to be like a pop effort in a sense. But Marco's music never really did that, and he was always working with new people and younger cats, and his music continually had a very strong sound.
Mm.
It was never like dated or anything like that, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Like, even looking back at this album 2010, to me it still sounds just as fresh as it did in 2010, and even holds up, in my opinion, to stuff he done decades before. Um, so yeah, Marcos Valle. Uh, if I may do another little tangent, I was lucky enough to catch him at one of the Jazz is Dead shows out in LA 2 summers ago. Um, Beautiful weather. I was right up front. If you go to Jazz is Dead page, you'll see me in the Marcos video. A little silhouette. You know what I'm
That was that old boy's studio.
saying? Yeah. It was at the Highland
Adrian
Ballroom.
at the
Well,
Highland Ballroom.
yeah,
Okay.
he had a meet and greet the night before as well at his art
At
form
the
studio.
at the studio. Okay, that's what okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one
Mm-hmm.
I seen a lot of people at. I think you and 5D were there together and you didn't even know one another.
I do not. Yep,
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
him.
5D was there also. It was so
Peace
funny
to
because I showed him your
peace to
picture.
5D.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, Marcos Valle, Estatica, and the track I'm gonna play. Pardon me if I butcher it. I'm trying to work on my Portuguese. Papuji Maluku. Papuji Maluku. Uh, I don't know what that means, but the music is beautiful. So you'll find out what it means just by listening. Marcos Valle.
Parece papo de maluco, mas eu vou lhe dizer. Quem sabe sabe, quem não sabe não precisa saber. Que samba de gringo da parada não precisa dizer. Tudo bem, vai pra Bahia, Pernambuco, vai na Lapa também. Quem diz que sabe fazer samba não engana ninguém. Samba de gringo das quebradas nem precisa dizer. Tudo bem, parece papo furado, parece um bicho danado, até parece que vai e vem. Parece desgonçado, parece meio invocado, parece até que bolou também. Parece papo de maluco, mas eu vou lhe dizer. Quem sabe
So I don't know all the lyrics, but
nem precisa dizer. Tudo bem.
Tudo bem. It's all good, everything's good. So the music makes you feel good, and then that's what it's all about. Marcos Valle, Papuji Maluku. Boom.
Have you ever shared that with us before? Not on this show, but haven't you played that live somewhere?
This song, I think I've used it. I think I played it at JB's maybe at some point.
I feel
Possibly.
like I heard you play because I caught deja vu when you were doing it. I was realized that my headphones was plugged into the wrong socket, and I'm listening, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like I could literally remember what you had on when you played it, which is yeah, that's crazy. I like that a lot, Bruce. I like that a lot, man. Can you tell
Yeah.
us the name of that record one more time?
The album is
The album?
Estatica by Marcos Valle of Brazil. And the track is Papuji Maluku. Tudo bem.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to. I'm gonna have to add that one. That's one of them joints, man. And Bruce got he got those additions that he drops. That I be biting this get down. I got you on the Pevin Everett. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
You play, yeah. I had to get you on
Pevin
that,
joint is
man.
a problem.
Yeah,
That Pevin
man.
album, man.
Bruce is out here sharing some gold. Well,
And
Um,
you are as well, brother. And what's that? What's that I see there,
you
man?
know what this is, man. Since you know what I'm saying, I'm still feeling high off the Tawata AG interview. I'm gonna play my favorite song. Is not something rare. It's something beautiful. Is COD I'll Deliver, where she's featured on the vocals. This pretty much is a solo song for Tawata on here, man. She explained to me, and we couldn't see it during the video last week because I was having problems with my Spectrum internet. But she was saying that this was filmed or photographed at a church. Because I was like, "What is that? A castle?" And she said, "No, that's a church." And that is literally, it gives this a whole different meaning now. I thought it always. I was like, "Man, what mansion did y'all shoot that in?" So yeah,
It doesn't look
just
like a church at all.
no. I didn't even. I wouldn't have never thought it was a church. I thought it was at some castle or somewhere. I figured they did it when they were overseas. And she said no, it was done uptown somewhere in New York. So I found that to be pretty cool. But let's go ahead and get to the song, man, because that's really what we're here for.
Hey boy, I know it's what you wanted. Closer to me, sweet thing. I know just how to flaunt it. Can't you see? I deliver. COD. Let me make it right. Turn you on all night. Just call my name in a hurry. Ooh, baby, it's not the same. Why don't
One of the more classic voices in Black America. You know what I'm saying? Like that voice is so classy that every every genre of artist has used her voice as a backup at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just found it an honor, man, just to have the opportunity to sit down and laugh with her and talk with her. I'll definitely be clipping more from that interview for those who didn't see it. But man, after that interview, Bruce, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's like I literally like I was in awe of the woman, man. And she sent me a text, and man, she was just saying how she was just like she was very happy, for the interview. She understands, things happen on the technical side, but man, just to all I ever wanted was for those older artists to know and understand that the younger generation of people who look like them still rock with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been my thing, man. It's just like give it up for those who came before us.
And if it's not giving too much away from your interview, when did she start to work, or did she mention when she started to work with James Mtume and Reggie Lucas?
Right after Howard. Right after Howard. Yeah, she was demoing. Well, when she was with her group Hot Tea, which was also named Genesis, but they couldn't. We didn't. She didn't. We didn't add that one to the interview, but the group was named Genesis. They were a gospel group. They didn't even know about Genesis with Phil
Genesis.
Collins. So
Yeah.
once they found that out, they changed the name to Hot Tea, and and ended up, they didn't get the deal. And what she was more so saying was, even though they didn't get the deal that they thought they were going to get, it ended up working out for all of them because Richard Smallwood is a pioneer in gospel. Angela Winbush, we know what she's done in music. Um, Tawatha, we know what she's done in music. And I always forget the other lady. She's a preacher. I'm sorry, she's a principal right now. Um, the the E in the group. So yeah, yeah.
Word,
So
word. That's
yeah,
what's up. That's what's up.
yeah.
Um, the legacy, and I'll be catching the interview soon myself, but the legacy of James and Tume and Reggie Lucas really spread so far.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I myself, I think even subconscious, well, not subconsciously, but before I even knew who Mtume was
Mm-hmm.
or Reggie Lucas, you know, melodies and rhythms from hits from the late 70s and 80s of songs that they wrote, I already knew from radio, or was aware of. And it wasn't until I was like an adult and I was like, oh, these guys did that, you know what I mean? And I learned about that after I learned about their Miles Davis and
Mm.
jazz efforts. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's really incredible to look back, and Tawatha is a part of it. That legacy and so many different sounds and how they were able to do many sounds well.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah.
that's really the a hallmark of a amazing artist is when they can perform uh, uh, very loose and unbridled, vocally or musically, and then also be able to harness that and make sweet melodies and like grooves out of it as well. You know what I mean? Like that's just and hints of that come through in the music as well. You know what I mean? Like when
Mhm.
Mtume was with Miles, and Miles was all about the groove at that time, and all about the groove. It was different set of instruments, but
Mhm.
it was all about the groove. You know what I mean? And then just kind of riffing off the groove as you go, and it just grows. And you can even in the song you just played, COD, was that the track title?
Indeed.
You can hear the groove just slowly progressing. You know what I mean? The whole time, and then uh, towards the end of the clip you played, like it changed like key, you know what I mean? But it was
Mhm.
still, man, lockstep, and it's like, ooh, that's that education, that's that background. And they sneaking it in there and making it just crazy funky. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing legacies, really. Those two brothers.
It was beautiful as she was talking about it, and man, we talked for so long. A lot of it I did not put on camera. Some It's so weird, man. Some things like you kind of share for you, just kind of keep for you. I didn't want it to be a 5 hour interview, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
some of the things that and we'll share them at a later time. But some of the things she was sharing, man, it was just like how she was giving me like insider things on just some of their studio sessions, and I was just like, wow. So if I do this, she was like, yeah, if you do X, Y, and Z, and just be free about it, and I was just like, wow, like she's such a gem, man. She's such a gem. She's such a gem, and I felt the need to make sure on my end that I wanted to honor her, and man, it was right after her birthday too, so it was even the more special. You know what I'm saying? Because like she was very retrospective in a lot of things she was saying. So man, I'm just happy, man. And you're getting ready to get a lot more of that, man. It might be to the point, and just between us, don't nobody else know this, but it might be to the point to where Take It Out on the Groove might end up being a weekly show. The way that it's being backed up right now. Like literally, there are literally 5 interviews sitting right now. I've only shared with you guys two, so it might end up being a weekly thing. But you didn't hear that from me. Oh, what's up, Robbie? Man, shout out to
Hey,
Robbie
peace,
joining us,
Robbie.
man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
well,
Robbie.
we
Robbie's
didn't.
a bomb film guy, man. Yeah, we're gonna get Robbie to step out into his calling, man.
Word,
We talked
word.
about this maybe 2 years ago, Robbie. I think when I was going through the Great Depression, when I really wasn't. Yeah, yeah. Bruce was the last person to see me spin when I was going through the Great Depression too, man. That was a different period, man. But hey, we out of that thing. We feeling good.
Too.
The Great Depression. What's next, Bruce?
But I had a little segue set up
And I killed it
earlier
when I hit you
on.
with I
No, because you were breaking down my question about Tawatha. So am I pronouncing that right?
Tawatha.
Tawatha. All right.
Tawatha.
Just want to make sure. And her group being named Genesis, and them not even being aware of Genesis, Phil Collins and Steve Winwood Genesis.
There were church people.
So my parents were fans of Genesis, and I remember Genesis LPs and CDs that they had in their collection. You remember those little plastic with the fake wood siding where you put CDs and cassettes in? Yes, I remember. I remember the one Genesis album my parents had. It was like a white cover with a hand like in the middle, and it was a circle, and hearing Phil Collins on the radio and everything. And the song I'm about to play, I guess what I'm saying is the song I'm about to play really just, it doesn't remind me of Genesis per se, but it reminds me of my childhood, or the feeling of being young in my childhood, and observing some of the music.
I don't think you were ever young. You've always been an old soul.
Well, I just vividly remember, even though my parents weren't musicians, there wasn't musicians in the family or anything. I just vividly remember a lot of musical things, even before I became interested in collecting and really searching and finding out music for myself, just through the radio. And I remember, just seeing certain people's collections at certain times. But this Genesis thing, right, it just makes me remind me of my childhood. So this record, oh man, I was long-winded, but
it's okay.
Yeah. I gotta catch my own breath, man. Hey, man. From doing so many pull-ups before the show, and my music is the key shirt.
Hey, man, I told you, man, you're gonna look. I told anybody who wear that show, you're gonna instantly look like a He-Man, bro, or a fine woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. We got shout out. We love our ladies. We love it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I don't care about these dudes. Love y'all too.
Yes. So, Bob McMullen, he was a composer, Canadian composer. He did like studio work for, let's see if it says on the background, but CBC, which is Canadian Broadcasting Company. He did compositions for them and orchestrations for musical segments and for television and radio. And he also did what they call library records. A lot of you may know, but for those who don't, library records were records that, media companies, they would have their own collection of background music and segue music for songs and videos and original productions. So they would have these little bands, and they just record these one-off short ideas, and they would be libraried. And whenever something was being made, they would go down, find, a description, dramatic theme, electric piano with jazzy bounce, it would be the track descriptions, and add them to whatever they were doing. So Bob McMullen, he did this album for Canadian Broadcasting Company in Winnipeg, and I found it in central eastern Pennsylvania, along the border with like New Jersey, Allentown, Pennsylvania. For those who know the area, I found it at a record store in Allentown during a work trip a couple of years ago. The cover automatically grabbed me. It's really vivid. You can actually feel it. So it's textured. I love the colors. It reminds me of childhood. I like music that reminds me of childhood, not only in at the abstract, but in a sound way. It makes me feel like a kid just hearing the sound. The melodies are playful and they're kind of bouncy and jumpy. So I'm gonna play a track off of this joint, McMullen Shorts, and it is entitled "Gone Since Then."
Keep that going.
You know, Bob McMullen, gone since then. It's like these playful melodies. I really like stuff like that a lot. It just reminds me of childhood. It reminds me of like watching the old Sesame Streets that they used to have on rerun when I was a little kid. Man, they were still playing like the '70s Sesame Streets, and it reminds me of that music. You know what I mean? So that's, even though I'm a millennial, I still, we're kind of like the last generation that grew up with some of that stuff being around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As a permanent fixture. Like we were still watching old cartoons or old movies and hearing different kinds of music, that now kind of aren't really in, I don't want to say relevancy, but people just aren't aware of certain things. And these sounds just remind me of just another time, and it makes me feel good. So Bob McMullen's Shorts.
That reminds me so much of every TV show I grew up with, like Too Close for Comfort or Newhart, or you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it just reminds you of being a child. Sesame
Mm-hmm.
Street, being in the stores and you hearing the music playing, and that probably was
Yep.
one of the songs on the music, like yeah, elevator, not nothing corny. It was like I always thought that music was kind of cool, like the Neiman
Me
Marcus,
too.
like things you heard in Neiman Marcus,
Me
playing
too.
over the loud dun, dun, dun. Like it's like, oh yeah, I got money. Like that's just what it just reminds me of. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be getting that again, man. Bruce, show that one more time, brother. I think
Um,
that's gonna be another nab from you, bro.
you probably not gonna find this joint. This wasn't put out for public. I'm not. I feel like I'm bragging.
No,
I don't
no,
mean it like
hey,
that.
brag,
But
on, because
but
that makes me. You just motivated me.
these records weren't put out for public consumption. It
Okay,
was strictly just, only the producers and everybody would have access to this stuff. So me even coming across it is crazy. I think I did see a copy online sold previously at one point. There's only one listing. It was like 600 some. I think I saw.
I
I
just
didn't
sent it out
pay.
to one of my fairies. Not
Yeah,
well. See, yeah,
yeah.
there
But
is
if you can
the
find it,
record
yeah,
fairy, but there's a fairy there.
anybody, if you find it, like I did, for $10, just
Yeah, it's
spread it
not
for the
the
people who
record
can
fairy,
see.
but there's a
You know,
fairy. I know some fairies that work in record stores, but they're not the record fairy though. I don't want them to be confused. Praise God.
what you
I'm
got up
getting ready
next
to.
for us, man?
Yeah, yeah. You see, I had to clear that up real quick. Like, yeah, hold on, bro. Like, it's only one of me. Yeah, you're right. Um, we're getting ready to take this thing over to Italy real quick. Like, this
All
was
right,
actually a repress, man.
a
I caught
reissue.
this. Yes, that's right, and it's limited reissue too. Yeah, my headphones fell. It's limited reissue too. So they made it on yellow vinyl, and then they numbered it for boys and girls. I think they only made 2,000 of them, and they numbered it so you know which one of these they hand numbered them. So I thought that was pretty cool. But the song, this is one of those records that every time I tried to buy it, I found a cheap copy, or I'm not gonna say a cheap copy, an affordable copy, and then it would be rated G level, or or I would find one, and then the shipping would be just as much as what they wanted for the record, and um, I'm like, nah. Like I told you guys in the past, I normally buy things from Germany because that's Germany or Russian Federation. It was almost pretty much like the same shipping as someone in the United States of America. So I would always buy things from them. But this was coming from Italy or the UK, and people were just really busting your behind on the shipping. So I was like, cool, man, I don't need it. So my friends, one of my Funk Freaks homeboys hit me up and told me, hey, man, I knew you. Every time I would go down there, I was like, man, please tell me you got a copy, because they had him come down there and perform, and I thought they had it on 45. Uh, but he said, "Hey man, I got something even better for you. I got a repress, if you don't mind." I'm like, "What? I'm going to have that repress." And here it is. I'm going to play a song called "Good Time" for you, and I hope you guys have a good time listening.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. We can 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 have a good time. Do you know what's enjoyment? I can try to explain to you. First of all, you must be free to do everything you want. Only when you're happy, not when you are sad. We can have a good time when we are together. Oh, baby. We can have a good time.
Such a happy
Yeah,
song, man.
he's having a good time having a baby, and okay, my
You
man.
didn't see me just
Okay,
laugh. I wasn't trying to laugh at him, man, but just some of the stuff I didn't realize some of the
hey,
stuff he was
hey,
saying.
man, I ain't
Yeah,
mad at
hey man, he said let's have a baby, man. We can have a good time. Come on, man.
him.
My man, hey,
All
a
your
man
chicks
in the
are having a
'90s
good
said let's
time.
go half on one. He said in the '80s we could have a good time making one. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Hey, we can have a
Throwing
good
all his
time.
chips in it from the gate, man. Hey.
You didn't see me just start laughing, bro. That's why I was I was like,
He was ready to
whoa.
do that
I hope
thing,
Glory ain't
man.
watching this episode. We can have a baby. Oh, come on, man. Oh. But yeah, man, this album is just
That's
full of
dope.
grooves like that, man, throughout the whole album, man. So if you guys can catch you a repress, or if you can catch the original, catch it. But as for me and my house, we have this yellow vinyl, and I like it.
So is that something that would be considered Italo disco?
Indeed,
Okay. Okay.
indeed, yeah. So check it out, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys could get it, go get it. I go has that long, and he still has his long locks, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
guess
Portrait.
he was letting you know what the deal was right then. But yeah, I like this, man. The song most people on here know is "For You." It's called "For You," and it's a real cool song. But "Good Time" has always been the one I like to hear people spin because I've never spent it before because I just bought it. So but it's the song I've always liked to hear. I listen to a lot of radio overseas, so to hear the guys, man, spin that again. They knew more of this than what I did, so what I'm saying it's gonna hit different coming from them. So yeah,
Hmm.
shout out to I go, not ego, I go.
All right. So from Italy, we're gonna hop back down to the motherland, and well, not back down because I didn't play anything from
That's what I was
the
about to
motherland
say. Wait a
yet.
minute, did
But
we go to the motherland first? Well,
so
we from the
yeah, so
motherland originally, so
hey, yeah, so figuratively, we're gonna go back to the motherland with King Sunny Ade and his African beats and his 1982 album Juju Music. Now, King Sunny Ade, by this part of his career, had already played, 2.5 decades as a professional, um, or at least 2 decades as a professional in Nigeria, and maybe other parts of West Africa too. Maybe some Cameroon a little bit, maybe possibly, but he was based out of Eastern Nigeria, um, and in that region, juju music is the is a predominant sound. And King Sunny was very progressive, always experimenting with different guitar pedals and delays and echoes and things like that. And then not only from that perspective, he was inspired by different modes of music, and he began, gelling it with his version of juju to make his version of juju, really. And so this is an album that came out during the whole, I guess, world music craze. But King Sunny recorded this in Togo, which is a very small country, borders Benin and Ghana, I believe. French-speaking country. Very,
South,
very
right?
small.
It's South. Togo is Togo South.
No, Togo's West Africa.
West Africa. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But between Benin, it's Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and then Ghana, I believe, in that order. And so he recorded this album in Togo, which is pretty cool, in the capital, Lome, Togo. And that's something I just found out today too. So I'm probably gonna do some Wikipedia on Togo and start to research Togo now, find some current issues and so forth, so far and so forth, or however that saying goes. And the track I'm gonna play, music is the key, y'all. Even when you stumble, even when you have a slip of speech, music is the key.
Oh yeah.
You know. But the track I'm gonna play is My J Oni, and I'm gonna start the track about a third of the way to the end. It has like this Hawaiian guitar that Sonny's playing. You'll understand what I'm talking about when you hear it, and it's just really cool to hear that juxtaposed against the the juju rhythms, and the synthesizer, and a whole lot of percussion, a lot of talking drum, which is really cool to hear. And the album was recorded, mixed, and mastered immaculately. And that's also what's really dope, because you didn't all the time find albums with this kind of sound being recorded in West African studios. They didn't necessarily have the capacity at that time. So I think it's amazing that they got this document laid to tape in the way they did. And this is a US pressing, but the actual recording itself is pretty cool. I find it interesting. So My J Oni, King Sunny Ade and his African beats. So it's really moments like that that I love in songs, where that fly little funky part only comes during that one segment of the song.
Yeah.
And it kind of morphs into this sound. When you hear the synth come in and starting to play the melody, when it changes.
That ain't been sampled yet. It probably have, and I'm just not. That sounds like somebody should sample.
Yeah, I definitely flipped it up back in the day because I've had this record for a long time, and that segment of the song always entranced me. Um, so it has sentimental value as well.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, somebody currently making music flip it probably do it a lot better than I did. Um,
No, no. I think you might want to revisit that, Bruce. It's time for you to
I,
get back on your production, man.
I've been kind of retired, man, from that for a while. I'm just enjoying more. You know what I mean? Um, I'm just kind of like at the point in life where I don't necessarily have to create music to enjoy anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
it's peaceful for me. You know what I mean? It's not like I didn't grow out. I didn't, I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. But like it's peaceful for me. Like I feel like I said what I had to say. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And it provided a certain outlet at a certain part of my life, and that was it. You know how some artists they come and they might only have one album, or maybe they only had a handful of singles, but it
Hmm.
was all just really good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Sure, some of it may have been label politics, but I'm sure. But on the other hand, there's people that's all they had to say, and they wanted to lay it down. You know what I mean? They weren't necessarily musicians or whatever. They had this urge, this energy. They laid it down, and it was good. They were at peace. And I'm not, I'm making myself sound prolific here. I'm not, but that's how I view things. That's how I view.
But
Um,
that's not that. I mean, that was an honest answer. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and it's really beautiful, and it's the truth. Some people only have that in them like that. But I'm. How about we'll talk offline? I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Because you just gave that. We'll talk offline.
all right.
You know how my mind is always working.
If y'all can find my Bandcamp, y'all can buy my album.
That's what I'll.
Name your
There we go.
price.
Now we get into it. There we go. Computers compute. My brain is always like,
uh,
we'll talk offline. I'm not gonna do
all
that
right.
right now. Well, speaking of being online, offline, here's our title track for today, Numero 95. When I saw the Numero Group release this, I was very much intrigued. Why was I intrigued? Because they made the cover like a old floppy disk. So
That's dope.
this is so fly right here. And if you grew up in this time and you had to use these, like a lot of beats were made, you know what I'm saying? If you had your MP3, I mean your MPC, you had to use, I said your MP3, your MPC, you had to use these. Ooh, a lot of video games that if you played games on a computer, you had to use these. So it was just that nostalgia, that whole nostalgia of seeing this, a floppy ROM. But the song I'm getting ready to play for you comes from it actually wasn't made in 95. The song is and they don't give you all that information. I just kind of knew of the record. Andrew Gordon, Walking the Lonely Streets. It was actually made in 88, 89ish. So that's the song I'm getting ready to feature for you guys. You saw me kind of looking at it and flipping the record because they don't give you a side A or B here. They just both, I'll show you once the song finished playing. But this is one of those songs like Bruce was talking about that the song builds up, and I just want you to hear a taste of it. But it's really cool. Like I guess it's what the kids would say today. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, y'all.
So let me give you right here. But please, boys and girls, have the fun. Numero 95. And it's 8 tracks on this album. Just these songs do remind me of just like late 80s, 90s movies. Just some real cool stuff. And as you can see, it plays along with the whole, you know what I'm saying? So like you don't know what side is which.
That's really cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
The whole thought of it, man, was just really cool. And if you watch it into the man, this is just so cool, man. Like whoever packaged this and put all of this together, kudos to them, man. There's no that information isn't here, but I'm sure if we go to the Numero Group, you might can find out a little bit more on it, man. But just the fact that they packaged this thing in a CD-ROM kind of form, man. You got the little jacket. You better put your disc back in your jacket before you mess it up. Yeah, there you go, right there, man. So
I was expecting Bone Thugs to start rhyming after that beat drop.
doom, 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 doom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that would have been hard. That would have. Yeah, that would have been hard. Hey! Yeah, that would have been hard. That would have been. Hey man, you gotta have fun, man. Hey man, I think anything Bone Thugs and Harmony, even to this day, I still check out their releases, man. Like I love Busy Bone. Like had last year, people didn't even know he had like a #1 album in the country for like 2 or 3 weeks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Bone was so big back in the day, and younger cats wouldn't even know, I guess. You know what I mean? Like Bone was huge for like.
You don't remember them beefing with the Migos a couple? Maybe it was a year or two ago.
Yeah. And I see, like, I guess that was the introduction for a lot of that generation to them. You know,
it really was because they didn't really know.
Crazy to see, but like, yo, these cats were like, they were big, man. Like international hip hop stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh. Even if you I mean, you can hear a lot of influence in them, like even in Kendrick. Like you know what I'm saying? You can hear a lot of influence in them. Pull up, drink. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That was at swimming pools. Man, that sounded like Bone Thugs and Harmony all day. That's just how it feels now. That's a Bone Thugs kind of get down, man. Yeah. Dollar Mike. Yeah.
So gotta give respect to respect's due. There's a lot of building blocks out here, man.
Yeah.
Who need their shine, or not even shine, but like remembrance. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Numero Group for putting out such dope releases.
Yes.
And shout out to Bone Thugs for the harmonies. And
I'm not gonna do it again. I caught myself. I don't. Busy Bone watches YouTube a lot, man, and I love him, and I don't want him thinking I'm
busy, man.
Yeah, I love you, Busy, and your wife. Check out Busy's. He has a YouTube channel called Jam TV. Jam TV. Okay, him and his wife, man. And sometimes his son is on there, but yeah, he's doing some good things, man. So shout out to Busy. Love you, buddy.
All right. So next up, for me, going to another country now. Originally from the U.S., but I believe he was recording often, or possibly lived, at least recorded a lot in Europe, especially in Denmark. Ken McIntyre. This is his album Hindsight from 1974, recorded in Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark, on the Steeplechase label. Steeplechase is known for its high recording quality and strong mastering. Um, Largely small groups, quartets, quintets, trios, duos, a lot of solo um, releases, which is really dope because you'll get a solo bass album, you might get a solo vibes album, you gonna get a solo piano album, multiple, um, and then different instruments and different mixings like
And
piano
that's
and bass.
upright
Or
bass, right? Upright bass.
yeah. I don't think Steeplechase had many recordings with electric bass. Um, but Ken McIntyre, he plays the reeds, alto, flute, bassoon, oboe, bass, clarinet. Plays all of them on this album. Like to be able to play an oboe or bassoon or bass clarinet in a jazz context is, it's incredible, man. Really, how dudes took these instruments and made them, you know, how they made them into their own thing. And yeah, so Ken, he was a beast. And the joint I'm gonna play is a cover of John Coltrane's Naima. And Ken does it more than justice. Oh, I didn't even cue it up. I'm so busy making hand gestures towards the screen
And talking about the oboe, bro. You know
and
what I'm
talking
saying?
about oboes and bassoons and bass clarinets. It ain't often that brothers speak about these things, so I'm just, I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. Um, so Ken McIntyre, Naima. So Ken McIntyre with a cover of John Coltrane's Naima. I just played the main theme, and that's Ken playing an oboe. I mean, really just getting the most out of it. Hey, shout out to Big Boys Barbecue Sauce. Big Boys in the building. All right, y'all.
What's
If
that
y'all,
tagline, Bruce?
it's just good, man. It's just good, man. You know, uh, if y'all don't got any Big Boys in your cupboard, go to BigBoysBarbecueSauce.com and get you a bottle of some of the most delicious barbecue sauce you ever gonna try. Um, it's just good. So you see that? You see that? That half empty jar. It's just good, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's just good. Big Boy Barbecue Sauce in the building. And yeah, man, it's an oboe. Ken McIntyre playing an oboe there, and really, as you heard, just really getting a lot of soul out of that thing. And you know, good music. It's good music. This is that's what I like to listen to. And I've played a track. I've actually had a track off of this on one of the last one or two dedications. I had the song Mercedes, which is the name of Ken's wife, I believe,
I was just getting ready to
or
ask you that
his
because I recognized the
sister's
sound.
middle name. Yep. Mercedes. That was his sister's middle name, and I included that I think on dedication 14 or 15. So yeah,
Only on Music is the Key where you hear reference to an oboe. See wonderful barbecue sauce.
Big
You know what
Boy
I'm saying?
barbecue sauce.
See left eye pop up as a pop. Oh, she just fell. See, she does her own thing. You know, she said don't go chasing waterfalls, and she flipped off her stand. So yeah, somebody gifted me this, man, because they knew how much Lisa meant to me. I love Lisa so much, and when I saw this, like it literally, like I don't know why, like little things like this just make me happy. And somebody sent me this, man, and it just,
The little things in life.
yeah, man, yeah. And I won't get into that, but shout out to them. This last song, is this the last song?
It's the last song, brother.
Okay, this last song, I'm going to dedicate this to the Record Fairy. She's been having migraines, and anybody who knows anything about migraines, they'll shut you down. So when she's up and she's able to watch this because she watches them all, um, this song is dedicated to you, oh dear Record Fairy. This
Okay.
Kashif, I've been missing you with Kenny G doing the drum patterns, George Benson playing the guitar, and the mighty Kashif doing this thing. Taste it.
Don't you ever talk to me? Am I supposed to read your mind? Caught up in my jealousy, destroyed by my loving pride. But baby, my emotion got me tied up on a string. It's not I who's controlling. No, no, it's not me. No, it's drop in the bucket. I would if I could. If you just show me how. I've been missing you, oh baby, missing. See, love now and I never let it go. Been missing you. Had it like that. Lady, my love.
Nothing applied to
Damn.
her except for the hook. Like, I want to make sure we say that because, hey, man, you know, I was sitting there and I was like, wait a minute. I was just thinking about the hook. All I was thinking about was the hook. All I was thinking about was the hook. But yeah, man, yeah, dedicated to the Record Fairy. Hope you get better very soon. And yeah, Deidre was breaking down the love, man. She said calming background joint. She loves it. And she was also loving on the
Thanks,
record
Deidre.
that you played earlier, Bruce. So yeah, man, as we say, man, this show is 100% interactive. And before I even forget, I told you guys last week we're going to talk about NFTs. And
NFTs.
I have someone I have someone well more knowledgeable that could really answer questions when we have them. So
All right.
give me a week or two. I'm still working that out, and because I want everybody to have that information, man. Digital currency is something really big, um, and I think if a lot of us don't get on them, I've been on it for a little while, but I'm even getting more knowledge. But a lot of people are still learning, or maybe need a little more knowledge on the facts. So I'm gonna bring in somebody who's that's what they do, and they could talk to us about that. And I would much rather that come from an expert. So when questions are asked, and if I don't know the answer, then they could answer them because Bruce will ask questions, and I'll be like, "Hold on, man, I don't know." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna bring somebody in here that's very knowledgeable, that's ready for all questions. So yeah,
Cool,
man.
cool.
Yeah, man.
Well,
What you
looking
got coming
forward to
up, man?
that. What I got coming up, um, another volume of dedication. Pardon the wait, y'all. But it's always worth it. I feel.
Bruce is a mad scientist when it comes to that show, man. Like literally.
Uh, yeah, man. It takes time, man. It takes time, and so yeah, dedication 16 coming soon. Uh, Midway through April, got another episode of Everything is Everything on Universal Rhythms Radio dropping. And of course, I'm here every Tuesday. And I got some other side projects I've been working on for a while,
There you
some
go.
physical releases. But just putting those projects together slowly, um, just on my own time. But I'm going to have those out soon, like 2021. So yeah, man, that's what I got. How about yourself, brother?
Let's see. What drops tomorrow on this show drops tomorrow on they might be taping, and then Peaks and Valleys drops on Thursday. Those aren't my shows. That's from someone else. That's from Lachula. Shout out to
Shout out to
Lachula up in
shout out
Columbus.
to
And
Chula. Columbus in the
Sunday, ooh,
house,
I want to
Ohio.
praise you drops Sunday.
All right.
Brilliant
Both
gospel
that and
show for all of those who love gospel music. I did something for you guys. And on Monday will be the very first that 90s R&B. You see how I did that?
all right.
So that'll be that 90s R&B show. It'll be featuring all songs from not only that intro was a brilliant group in the 90s, but they also did production. So it'll feature productions that they did, and you'll hear a little bit of the interview I did with Buddy Wyke, um, one of the founding members of Intro, along with Kenny Green, who's no longer with us. Rest in peace. Um, he'll share a little bit about the documentary, but we're gonna have a big rollout for that one for once the documentary drops. And it was supposed to drop. It was conflicting. It was gonna drop this month, and they want to do a Black Music Month in June, so it's gonna be Black Music Month in June. That's been the official day. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited about
Mhm.
everything that's going on right now, and man,
And
I'm just
remind us once again about the interview with Tawatha.
Tawata. It's right here on YouTube. So it's right here on this YouTube channel. Right on the They Might Be Taping YouTube channel. Um, yesterday, Take It Out on the Groove actually became a video show. For years, for over 10 years, it's been all audio. And I parked it because I knew, Bruce, that the show was way better than what it was getting. I didn't want to keep being people's underground secret. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that show deserved more than just for the heads to know about it. Because who cares? No
Mhm.
disrespect, man, but
It's history, man.
yeah, I
It's
didn't want to be
history.
that guy. Like, and
Documentation.
we'll talk about that on another show. But I didn't want to keep being the guy that the underground people knew. I'm not underground. I'm not even gonna do that. Like, I work too hard on
Can't
that
hold my
stuff to
man
be.
back.
Yeah, man. Nah,
Can't
but I
nobody
work
break your stride.
too
Can't
hard on those
nobody
shows,
hold
man.
you down.
No, I'm
You
not
got to
underground.
keep on moving.
For real, for real. I work
Yes,
too hard
sir.
on them shows, man. That just to be, for a couple hundred or 1,000 people to see it, man. Like not when I'm seeing, some of these views on YouTube. Like I'm not judging myself to nobody else, but I know I can conduct an interview. So I really
Yeah, you can.
I decided to do that, man. And it's a video show now. So, man, catch Tawata AG. She's there. And it's a very good interview. And, we sang songs on the show. We laughed and, we got some good knowledge, man. So, yeah, I
I'm looking
brought,
forward to that.
yeah, she came in, man. We came in singing and playing. So, yeah, like it's real. It's for real, for real. But yeah, man, I'm proud of that show, man. I'm That's the show that started everything with They Might Be Taping, to be honest with you. It was Take It Out on the Groove. It wasn't always a interview show. It was a 3 hour mix show on Blog Talk Radio. I would mix literally for 3 hours every Thursday. And then it went from it went from just Thursdays to Mondays and Thursdays, and that's the show that I started that, and all these other visions came from that show. So yeah, I'm 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 proud of this stuff, man, and
Your hard
yeah.
work is showing, brother. It definitely shows. It has been showing.
Oh, it's getting ready. It's gonna really show in a little bit, man. It's gonna really show, man. I'm gonna retire this shirt up there like I did the Night Ride shirt, man. Once I wear it one good time, I'm good with it. I just wanted to get it out of my head, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, Bruce, I'm playing around with some designs and stuff like that, man. Hey, my mind is turning right now, bro. So yeah, I'm on one right now, man. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to you offline because I think we need to do some of that band camp. My mind is turning. So yeah. So thank everybody for watching today, man. It's been real good, and thank you. I know it's been an adjustment those who watch Twitch, but this is just probably a better
Yeah.
platform for
Come
us
on
right
now,
now.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, man. So tell your friends, bring somebody with you next week. Shout out to everybody that's here, Deidre and Big Boys
Yes.
Barbecue Sauce, Joshua, and
Robbie.
definitely I'm missing somebody, Robbie. Shout out to everybody and whoever else is here and whoever will see this. And we love you guys. Bruce.
Yes. This has been another edition of Music is the Key.
Okay, all right. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna turn off the mic because I messed it up. I messed it up. I messed it up. All right. Hold on. No, hold on. I'm gonna do it. We got to do it like we playing a little game. All right, straight face, straight face, straight face.
This has been Music is the Key. Thank you for tuning in. Signing off.
That's all we gonna do. Okay. All right.
That's all I got. That's all.